Alright, everyone, this is my workplace right now. I work as a construction worker, and these are all my bosses from head to toe. So today I'm going to be informing them on savings. The specific purpose of today's video is to inform my audience on how to save on a weekly to yearly basis. Um, in today's world, spending is a very common as well is expensive. Even things that are decreasing in price, they are still going to be quite demanding. For today's society, people are having to go through government programs such as SNAP, EBT, and etc. just to eat. But there is another way to get through the same products for making it more cost efficient. For the past couple of weeks, I've been running an experiment for where 1 week I went out and bought whatever I wanted, and it ranged about $5 to $6. The next week, I went out and just ordered myself some eggs and a PB&J. Just went to Walmart, got all the materials. Only cost me about $17. It cost me that week, the first week, it cost me about $66, and it was able to settle my caloric intake without disturbing everything else. So that cost me about $66. For the same week, I did the other experiment where I went and only prepared my food, which was eggs in the morning and PB&J for lunch. That cost me only $17. So as you can probably tell, it's a big difference. Um, for starters, I'm very cheap when it comes to anything. Most people are, but I'm also big when it comes to food. I like to think of myself as almost a chef. So it really puts me in quite a bind every once in a while when I'm stuck for money. Um, and sometimes I have a little time for lunch break, depending on rush hour traffic. Um, you might call this not suitable, but it works. So, in order to make this better for my appetite, wallet, and time restraint, maybe prepping isn't such a bad idea. To start, the excitement of going out to eat has always been more suitable for some. On most business lunches, there's typically a diner that you set up. It takes about a week for you to set up, and you go to it. But nowadays, you're starting to see more people eat in just for things such as it's more cost efficient. That's number one. It's healthier for you because you know what you're cooking, as well as there's no disturbing outside distractions. I don't know what it would be, but it could be a baby screaming. At least you're in your trailer and you know that's not going to happen. So continuing, I will be describing what these saving tips might do for someone like you. Saving has always been a thing that everyone can agree on when it came to things such as troops on the battlefield. In Saving Private Ryan, Private Regan says, "You want to explain the math of this to me? I mean, where's the sense in risking the lives of 8 of us to save one guy?" In fact, he was right. The math didn't quite add up. And when it came to just saving money on a daily thing, some things don't add up right. For instance, a quarter pounder at McDonald's, which is relatively cheap, is actually more expensive than a quarter pounder of beef at a local butcher with quality beef. Saving money has been a recurring situation with even the wealthiest of people. For instance, Kanye West is one of these people who would have wished he had saved. He is now $53 million in debt and trying to get out of debt with a website called GoFundMe.com. Not only does it affect people in glamorous lifestyles, even Thomas Edison quotes, "Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work." Saving is not easy, but is definitely worth it in the end. Through both hardship, work, and whatever, there will be time for a reward which will give back. So on to the know-how. Typically the words easy, understandable is hard to come by. For instance, driving from point A to point B is easy. Prepping is not. Sometimes it's strenuous and it puts you in the wrong mindset. But you can prep for things. You can prep for food. You can also prep for rides to and from work. For example, if someone's on their way to work and get you within reason, meaning you're not going out 30 miles out of your way, you're going out 5, maybe less, then maybe you can carpool with them. Carpooling over a week worth of time can save a person on average $30 to $50, give or take. Not only do we waste money, we also waste a very precious resource, which is time. Time is something that cannot be bought, so as you can tell, we're not really giving it our all. John Wooden says, if we don't have time to do it right, when will you have time to do it over? Not only can you save time, you might even save your own life. Safety is number one when it comes to my job, and should be held by anyone's standard. And not going into rush hour for lunch may save you from a possible wreck. All these reasons make saving a good idea, since it has such a major impact on life and how you implement precautions on what they will do for you. The whole saying, a penny saved is a penny earned. This was done by Benjamin Franklin in 1758. Is truly about the money you saved is much harder and more work than the money you worked for. Since work is easy, but saving is much harder. Wouldn't it make sense just to spend? Your biggest enemy is typically yourself, since honestly as a whole we tend to be slightly greedy and selfish, so we would rather get the quick and easy path rather than the harder path. Things to consider would be the payoff at the end, and sometimes it's not just an expense, that expensive item you want sometimes. It's something that may spring up like new tires or date money, which honestly are worth more than a quick go meal. Not only that, but didn't you ever know prepping became more than just a fad study? It shows that spending time on preparing and cooking meals at home is linked to better dietary habits. Saving and prepping is both good for your health and wallet as well. To finally end my speech, let it conclude on itself. In my speech, I hope you learn about the benefits of spending and its individual functions that could possibly help you in your long run and your short-term goals.